Wandering through the great plains of life, things move fast, sometimes a blur. Don't you let this bumpy road separate you from the herd. And when you think the day is done, the sun is getting low, we're all looking for something rare, the great white buffalo. The Great White Buffalo Podcast with Ben Mayfield.
Welcome to another episode of the Great White Buffalo Podcast. I'm your host, Ben Mayfield. And ladies and gentlemen, today's episode, y'all loved it. You demanded it. You said there was so much chemistry that you thought we were Breaking Bad revamped Deloniga because we crushed it. And so I said, I got to get them back. I got to get them back in the studio, which now you can see because we do video podcasts. And I got to say that up front because y'all been blessing us and subscribing. We're on YouTube, so keep subscribed and hit the like button.
Hit the like button. Make sure you click the bell to turn on notifications.
Boom.
Turn on notifications. Subscribe, click the bell to turn on notifications.
Comment and share with your friends.
Comment and share with your friends. That all helps.
And we're on Instagram as well, so if you want to follow there, that'll be fantastic.
Soon to be on TikTok, right?
Soon to be on TikTok.
There you go.
Today's guest, you heard him last week. He's fantastic. Or 2 weeks ago. I don't know when I'm going to release it. I may not release this episode until 2025.
Dude, we're time travelers
We're
now.
time travelers. And that's what people don't understand. We travel the time. We're Tony Stark.
Quantum realm.
Where he types in one little program and goes, I've mastered time travel.
I solved it.
I solved it. To my left, you know him, you love him. It's Garrett Bear. What's up, Garrett?
Hey guys, it's me, Garrett Bear.
We're really glad to have you. I love how your hat and your flannel is color coordinated.
You match
That
really,
was
you match
intentional.
really well.
I genuinely try whenever I wear a flannel and hat to make sure they both match, and I also try to get the T-shirt in there sometimes.
Well, did you notice that this kind of matches?
Oh my gosh, and the horns match the rest of it?
Dude.
Dude.
Come on, dude. Grill Buffalo.
You and Garrett kind of matched. You got red shorts, black sweatshirt. He's got red and black on too.
Well, he texted me. He's like, dude, we going red and black? I was like, I guess.
Tonight.
Dude.
And you hear him before. Well, I guess if you're listening on Apple and Spotify, that's all you're going to do is hear us.
That's right.
But if you're watching on YouTube, we have our boy Jake Riggs.
What's up, buddy?
I don't know if you really want to. You want to come over here and so that people can see you.
Hang on.
So when
He's got to scooch over here. Give him a moment.
he's got the chair. There he is, and then he scooches off. No,
Scurries off.
Y'all have known Jake for a long
gremlin.
time. He's been on the first, I think
Episode number 1.
You're on episode number 1, absolutely.
That's
Which
right.
always throws me off because he was on. Well, if you go right now to listen, episode number 1 is something like college or something, and he's on it. But the first episode we ever recorded was with Will Keegan and Josh Meeks.
Oh, that's right.
But that episode was good, but it wasn't very like.
I can't believe you're saying this right now.
No. I overanalyze. I overanalyze when it comes to podcasting because I want it to be good, but it wasn't super capturing.
Didn't hook you.
It didn't hook you.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay. And then we did an episode with Jake, Scott, and Nathan,
or Ethan probably.
It was definitely Jake and Scott.
Yeah, I think we actually talked about Marvel movies.
Yeah,
quite a bit.
It was hilarious. And I was like, okay, so
that was a long time ago.
It was 3 years ago. Probably
good grief!
I remember mowing my lawn while listening to that episode.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was a good episode.
Garrett gets yard work done listening to Great White Buffalo.
And if you don't know what I'm wearing right now, this is Appa, who is a bison, which is the same thing as a buffalo. And so I'm wearing my buffalo hat.
It's the buffalo in the realm of the avatars.
Yeah. So, and I have Appa here and Appa. I'm a big Appa guy. But here's the thing too, though, with that is our podcast. I say our because everybody who listens, I feel like it's a family. It's a family.
Yeah.
One of the most recent episodes got not the one that just came out, but the last one in 2022 had over 1,000 downloads.
Dude, that's great.
That's insane.
Huge. And then our average is, I don't mind. I'm not trying to brag. It sounds very braggadocious. I'm not trying to do that. It's more of a shock. I'm shocked.
Blown away.
What the heck?
Yeah.
Who's listening? So when you say I'm cutting the grass listening, I had someone the other day. It was they drove to, oh my god, where did they drive to? It was Nevada or something, and they were like, hey, I listened to 5 of your episodes. I was like, what? And
Did you know this person?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, but I didn't know they listened.
Okay.
And it made me self-conscious. I was like, I hope you enjoyed it.
Which
like,
ones did you listen to?
Yeah,
what did I
like,
say?
Some were like,
Was I a moron?
Yeah. I hope I didn't say anything that you went, I think of you differently now. But anyways, so I'm glad you're here to do this episode with me today.
Of course.
Of course. I'm glad to be here.
Dude, I'm glad to have you, Gary. Now, one of the things we didn't get to the last time you were here, and I know the story off air, but Jake loves you, I love you, the listeners love you, and we want to hear this story, and it's a magical story.
Magical.
It's a magical first kiss story. Because I know my first kiss was with a girl, and I'm going to shout her out. It was Frankie Walls, and it was in preschool.
Sounds like a boy's name.
Well, she's gorgeous.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah.
Okay, cool.
So Frankie, well, she's married now, so we support you, Frankie.
Congratulations.
I'm digging a hole right
She
now.
got kids. She's doing great.
She's doing great. She's a PA, a physician's assistant.
Oh, yeah.
So she's doing I'm like, man, I missed an opportunity there. She was the Pink Ranger, and I was the Red Ranger, and we kissed on the playground. Fast forward to middle school. I'm really exposing Frankie right now, and I apologize. Avery, Ross, shout out to Avery, kissed Frankie. So Avery and I
Frankie.
had both kissed the same, and we became best friends in college when we found that out.
Well, you kissed her first.
Yeah. So, and he knows that. And
That's what matters.
I tell him every day that he's inferior to me.
You're the winner there.
So that's my first kiss. But you
On the playground, though.
On a playground.
Now, was that...
I spent most of my days.
Which... Were you like in first grade, kindergarten?
It was kindergarten.
Kindergarten. Okay. So that... I don't know if I would consider that a real first kiss. Because that's kind of like kids are being kids.
Yeah,
And,
that's
like,
true,
what is
yeah.
your...
My
your real first kiss that
one.
actually like meant...
does 8th grade count?
Yeah, oh yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
that works.
All right, I don't know because 8th grade.
Mine was in 9th grade, so yeah.
I want to shout out to Becky, and we just had
Becky.
I don't know if I told the story. We had our 10-year reunion 12 years later because we graduated in 2010, and in 2020 COVID happened, so we didn't get to do our reunion.
Yeah.
And then in 2021, people were still kind of like different variants and stuff, so we're like, all right. So in 2022,
Propaganda.
yeah, we celebrated our 10-year reunion 12 years later. And Becky was there, and she's hilarious. She's funny.
Now, wait a minute. Is this the same Becky that you abandoned?
I'd like to hear this abandonment
at the
story.
Dawsonville Family Fun Center.
Okay, I think I've heard
I brought that
this.
story up. We told this whole... So Becky...
I still remember.
I remember this too.
It's
Now
my
that you-
favorite story. I told the story on the podcast probably already, but, I went on a date with Becky in 10th
Give an
grade,
abbreviated version.
and we went to the movie theater. I was freaking out, and I was like, I don't feel good. I want to go home after the movie.
Well, you weren't feeling it.
Wasn't feeling it.
Yeah, and that's okay. This doesn't mean there's anything wrong with Becky.
And I don't know if I wasn't feeling like I didn't like her, but the whole idea of like dating was also
It was
horrifying.
overwhelming for you.
Yeah, and that was like in 10th grade.
Was that your first kiss on that date?
No. Our
Oh.
first kiss was in 8th grade. So
When did you go on that date?
That was 10th grade. So that's
Oh,
so there was
this was
chemistry.
There's a time skip there.
Yeah, there's there's history.
Well, because the story goes, it's field day. It's like the second
Best
last
day of the
school.
year.
Yeah, second
Romantic.
last day or last day of school.
Romantic. How romantic. Field day.
Dude, hormones are going crazy in middle school. Okay, you're outside, it's going
Bro,
wild.
kickball?
And Becky was looking real good. Obviously, I'm handsome as all get out.
Yep, you're a handsome devil.
More of a classical personality than I am a handsome devil.
Clownical personality.
He's a funny guy.
And we
He's a fun
went,
guy.
and there was chemistry, and we kissed, and it was fantastic. And then we went on a date 2 years later.
So I would say that's your real first kiss because
Yeah,
it's the one
Becky was
that
my
like
first real
you
kiss.
felt it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was in 9th grade with what was my girlfriend at the time.
Also named Becky.
No,
19.
Her name was Sheree, and she was a white girl.
Okay.
just
clarification.
Just a clarification. We met at like a youth conference or something, but she lived in Shreveport, Louisiana.
Oh.
And so we met there, and we'd only been hanging out for a couple of days, and before she left, we kissed, and it was magical. It was.
Wait,
it was
and that
magical.
was before like social media, so you've never seen her since?
They came and visited us once, my family and I.
Did y'all break out?
Did we break up when she came and visited?
Yeah.
No, but we did after the fact. I mean, just long distance relationships. Don't. Obviously, we broke up, Ben, because I'm married to somebody else.
Well, but that's the thing. I was like, she like finds you all these years later, and it's like, you never broke up with me. You're cheating on me.
I just
You have a wife and a kid.
There were no cell phones. It was home phone calls.
I was waiting for your letters.
We had to wait till after 9 o'clock. Make sure we could do the free long
Jakey
distance.
poo.
Yeah.
Why did you never write?
Yeah.
Like, oh God, and I gotta explain something to you. I did not realize the letter of the law.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, that was my first one. This was in 9th grade. So now this isn't that. Is this your first kiss or just in college?
This is my genuine first kiss.
Oh, okay. Let's hear
Let's
it.
go, baby.
8th grade, 9th grade, 19.
19. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
So
Hey,
Some
quality,
people,
baby.
yeah,
Quality.
it's not about quantity. It's about quality.
yeah,
Sometimes quality.
And- yeah, this definitely follows a pattern. I don't really approach women. They approach me more often than not.
Okay,
So-
all right, Fabio. Johnny Bravo over here.
I don't have to go after women. They come after me.
I go.
But the ones who come after me are not good for me.
Did you say Johnny Bravo?
Yeah.
Hey there, pretty mama.
Sarah Kate and I were talking about this the other night, and she's like, I'm like,
Shout out, Sarah
now
Kate.
that I think about it, I've never approached a woman to like try and like go on a date or have a relationship aside from like once, but like
Yeah.
she had asked me
I can
earlier,
confirm
and I
this.
just tried to get the second
I can
one.
confirm this that Garrett is chased by women. He does not do the chasing because you had a neighbor who was like hardcore chasing you, right?
Yes, I believe
I won't
so.
say any names.
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's a whole another 20
Yeah, but
minutes
I
in.
can confirm. I've heard these stories. So Garrett's he's telling the truth when he says he does not pursue. He is pursued.
And oftentimes I'm very blind to it.
Unaware.
He was married to someone for 3 years.
He had zero clue.
Didn't know it.
I did propose to a girl with the pretzel ring and a Chex Mix pack in kindergarten. She said yes.
That's legally binding.
Dude, and the worst part
You've been
is
engaged
I've never broke it off, and I
for
think she has a
14
boyfriend
years.
That's awesome.
So that's really really sad. But yeah, so my first kiss was recent. It was November 12th. And so
I don't know my
I don't know
exact.
the exact
I don't know
dates.
the exact day.
November 12th,
I guess I knew mine was
2022.
field day.
I can tell you mine was in the
11:10
summer. That's how the summer of whatever year that was. Okay, so
I don't know
November
the
12th.
exact hour, but me and the guys were in the dorms.
After 10 o'clock. Is that what
and
you said?
It was definitely around 11, I
Post
think.
to post.
11:30 maybe. And we are in the dorms.
Can you geotag it?
We are playing video games. I'm not going to lie. We were playing some Jackbox. It was a good time. We got bored and we were
I
like,
love Jackbox.
y'all want
a good time.
to go somewhere and do something? And we're like, yeah. So we decided to go to the dance club, which is fun. I enjoy dancing. It's going to be a good time.
Mm-hmm.
And we get there, and it's kind of like if you're single and you're not really looking to mingle, you're just looking to hang out with your friends and dance. Like you'll just like your group makes their own little dance circle.
So you and a bunch of guys are standing around dancing in a circle.
You know, when you say it like that, it sounds pretty lame, but that is exactly how it was.
Okay.
It
Y'all
was-
just being goofballs, though. That's
yeah, it was
fine.
like
Yeah.
me, Michael, Derek, Cooper,
Yeah, y'all would
some
just
of their
goof
All that
friends.
Who's listening? No one knows who they are. Great.
Yeah, no, I'm just shouting them out.
Michael, Derek, and Cooper.
Yeah.
Thanks for being members of the GWB Nation.
Who's
And
the
so-
best dancer?
I'm definitely gonna have to give that to probably Derek.
Oh, I thought he was gonna say myself.
He's aside from
me.
me for sure, as we'll later see. But so I'm on the way there.
You're gonna dance? You're
on
gonna
the
dance?
live podcast? Or
Do you want me to?
no.
That's fine.
Okay.
We don't have Derek and Cooper and all those guys. To
So
back
we're
weird.
we're heading there, and I'm Snapchatting people. I'm all talk, no game when it comes to women. I'm Snapchatting people. I'm like, guys, I'm gonna find the Athens women tonight. I'm gonna
when
talk
you
to
up. You're
them.
all talk.
When you say you're all talk, you mean like you declare that you're gonna do something, but you'll never actually do it.
When it comes to women, yes.
All bark, no bite. is
All
what
bark,
it's
no
saying.
bite. That is
Okay,
exactly
that's-
what I am saying.
I would say, yeah, that's a better way to say it. Because when you said, I got talk but no game, it's like, well, game involves.
No,
talk.
he in saying that he's gonna tell his bros that he's gonna do something, but he won't actually follow
So-
through with it.
I see
Yeah,
it.
I'm
Okay,
talking to
sorry.
people. I'm Snapchatting them like, guys, I'm gonna find the Athens women. I'm gonna talk to them tonight. One girl literally responds with, "That's cap." No way. Cap is a way of saying that it's a factually incorrect
Okay,
statement.
Don't
Don't
ageism.
Don't start with that.
Don't
Anyway.
ageism. That was ageism.
I'm sorry,
We don't tolerate that. Okay, I knew what that meant.
Ben. You've asked what it meant before.
I didn't know what that meant. I really needed the help there.
Oh, did you? Well, okay. Well,
So now
basically
now you've made me feel really stupid.
So-
So you ageismed me,
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
like pretty obscure.
and
Internet lingo.
now canceled.
So yeah,
Keep going, Garrett.
she literally says, "No way, Garrett." And I go and we're dancing, and I see a tall girl, and I'm like, guys, I'm gonna talk to the tall girl tonight. I did not, and so I'm dancing, I'm boogieing down,
I'm waiting for the story to
and
go
then
somewhere.
eventually I turn around. I kind of like look over my shoulder. I make eye contact with a woman. It's the tall girl from earlier.
A woman? She's
Yeah.
a woman,
Yes,
not a girl. This is a woman.
this is a woman.
Married?
No.
Oh,
And so I've never.
I'm trying to spice this
and
story
here's
up,
the
guys.
thing. I've never had like eye contact with a woman while in a dance club that lasted that long, and she doesn't look away. Usually they look away first. I'm a pretty intimidating looking
How
guy.
long? How long? How long is
3 seconds.
How long is creepy? Oh, 3 seconds. That's not very long.
And so then I look
I thought you were
away.
gonna say
Never
like.
looked at a woman who immediately looked away.
I think you were gonna say it was
Usually
like
they just
like
look away.
one solid minute of eye contact,
Usually they just look away.
wide-eyed.
And so I'm
Creepy smile
I
on
just
my
kind of
face.
like I just kind of like turn back around because I'm like, I don't know what to do. I feel a hand on my shoulder.
Okay.
She grabs me, kind of like motions me to spin around. I spin around and I'm like face to face with her, and we just start dancing. And like the cool way, the romantic way, it's like
What's the cool way?
A hand around her hip. I'm holding one hand. She's got an arm around my shoulder. It's cool.
It's a classic dance.
We're just kind of swaying though,
Traditional.
Yeah.
which is not the typical vibe for this dance club. It's more just
Bumping
Yeah.
and grinding.
yeah. And
So
so
when you
Sounds
were in
like-
that dance group with Cooper, Derek, y'all were bumping and grinding.
yeah. And so I kind of turned away from them and walked away from that. Wait a sec. I'm not grinding with the homies. That ain't how we play.
You said yeah.
No, that took me a moment.
Akbar, strap.
You said you just go yeah.
I was
It's
not
very factual.
grinding. I was not grinding with the homies. That,
Okay.
that ain't how I play.
Okay.
Love the homies, but
So
we
there's
ain't like that.
different dancing going on over there.
Yeah,
my
so I
God.
kind of
There's a
like
kid
turned
class.
away
Okay,
from their
okay.
dance
This is
circle,
going
and we're
off
dancing.
the rails.
And
in the best way possible.
In the
she
best way
leans
possible.
in and she's like, "Hey, what's your name?"
Oh.
I go, "I'm Garrett. What's yours?" I'm acting like
You
a
say
total
just like
idiot.
you say just like that. I'm Garrett. What's yours?
No, I'm like starstruck. I've never gotten this far,
Starstruck.
dude. And so we're dancing, and then I'm feeling like I want to be nice. Like when I'm that close and I'm trying to be nice, I can get a bit weird, awkward, sometimes flirty. And so I lean in, and you have to get really close. You have to get like this far away from their
loud.
ear. It's loud. And
Yeah,
so I lean in,
because
and
the
so
music's bumping.
I'm basically whispering into her ear, and I go, "Hey, you're really good at dancing." I'm
Wait.
enjoying this."
What was her name?
Her name was Reagan.
Reagan.
Yeah, Reagan, like Ronald Reagan, but a woman, and minus
was
the
Ronald?
Ronald. And so we're dancing, and she leans in and she goes, "Yeah, I'm having a great time. You're not too bad yourself." And we keep dancing, and then eventually, which I've gotten these eyes before, and it has ruined me because I didn't know what it meant. She gave me the kiss me eyes.
Yeah.
And I've been
I've
given those
experienced that.
before.
Can you give me an example?
I can't do it. I'm not.
Ben, give me the kiss me eyes.
Ben, stop. You don't want him to kiss you for real. Ben, stop. Look away, Ben.
I'm getting drawn like a moth to a flame.
So yeah, I did.
I know what you're talking about.
I've seen them before. I never know what they meant. A
I've been
girl,
out,
a
I've been
girl
out of the game
ghost.
too long.
I've had a girl ghost me before because she gave me the kiss me eyes and I did not kiss her.
Oh, you failed to
All
make
make
the
the eyes
move.
doesn't mean you have to do it though.
Yeah, no, she was cute. I should have made the move if I had known what it meant. But aside from that, and
Hindsight's
so
2020.
I did not go for the kiss. She went for the kiss. She kissed me on the cheek, and I was like, "Whoa, this just happened." For those who are watching on YouTube, this is the exact face I made. I was like. And that is the exact verbatim face I made. She didn't say anything. She
didn't see you do that.
she saw it. But
And then she left.
no, she didn't. She goes for the cheek. She sees that, and then after seeing that face, she just smirks and goes for the lips. And I'm like,
Nice.
okay, we're
She kissed
dancing.
you then?
Yeah, she kissed me. My first kiss. I was scared. I was starstruck. I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And out of fear and confusion, I proceeded to
Shake her hand and say thank you and leave.
We continued kissing.
Nice to meet you.
We made out for 5 minutes on the dance floor.
Oh,
Now here is where I got a little
5
beef.
minutes? Is that
This
is that a Garrett exaggeration?
This is not a Garrett exaggeration. No, because I remember
first kiss was a makeout. It's not even a
about
first kiss, bro.
4 minutes into it, I got a little beef with the homies.
Timing it.
Looking at you, Cooper. The homies notice. One of them, it plays in slow motion in my mind. Cooper like pans over and he sees me and he points, and he goes, guys, and he says this very loudly. He goes, holy curse word, Garrett's making out with a woman. He's doing it, guys. And then Derek and Michael. Yeah, two.
He said holy cuss word.
Yeah.
I'm sure. Did the middle cuss word have ing at the end?
Holy F-wording
yeah,
S-H-I-T.
okay. Sorry,
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought. Holy
I'm not gonna-
I couldn't get the right order in my
effing
head. Sorry.
shit.
Yeah, so,
Okay.
and he says that. And then Michael
kids.
and Derek and the other two guys who were with us, I don't remember their names. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. They look over and they start pointing.
Garrett was
And
having a moment.
They start yelling, woo, Garrett, let's go! And they start hooping and hollering, jumping, pointing, shouting. And so I am there
Sorry
just
if you were wearing
trying to
headphones during
Now I know
enjoy.
why he calls them homies instead of friends. Because
Yeah.
that's a homie mode.
That's a homie move.
Yeah, so I'm just there trying to have my first kiss. She was very cute. She was exactly my type. She was
Alive.
6 foot tall, muscular. She was a bodybuilder woman.
Oh.
You could tell, and I could tell it was a woman by the shape of the triceps.
Don't mess with them.
That is a very distinct
Which one's
thing.
the tricep?
It's this one right here.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
I need
this
to,
one.
I need to Google the difference between girl
It's
and
just-
woman triceps.
All right, so
to
as someone
see.
who works
I didn't know
out-
there was a difference.
All of my Instagram reels almost, and like it's all people working out. It's all workout videos, and so it's like this is how you train this body part. And I've seen so many that I'm able to tell the difference at this point.
Got it.
kind of.
Okay.
And so I was, and after
sounded
about
like
a
this is a
minute
great
and a
story.
half of us making out to the cheering and hooping and hollering, we continued for a while.
So
This didn't scare her off.
No.
3.5 minutes making out. And then the last minute and a half of the 5 minute total was them hooping and hollering.
With an audience, yes.
I just want to make sure mathematically our audience is not lost.
Yes. And so at that point, she kind of breaks away. She checks her phone and she shows me the text. So I know it's not her making something up. Her friend got lost and she had to go find her. And so,
What if she still what if she tells this story to her friends? It's like, I wish I got to like reconnect with him. But she doesn't know how to connect with you and you don't know how to connect with her.
well,
Do you have is there like a UGA Facebook page or
well,
something?
she wouldn't be on that
Why
because
is that?
we believe, based on looking at it after the fact, that we have a range. She is somewhere between the ages of 23 and 28. My estimate's 25.
How do you
Hey.
because she looks older?
You can tell based on looks.
Well, I don't know. if that's
What is
true
she?
or not.
But what is she doing in Athens downtown randomly?
Well, a lot
Lots of people
yeah,
go
a lot of people
downtown.
go.
Downtown Athens to
Even
dance
that
clubs
aren't
and
that
stuff.
aren't students.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a
Okay.
big thing.
Yeah, it's
It
like,
is considered the best college
not
town
Not
in
everybody
America.
goes wild.
Y'all
but,
living y'all living different lives than me.
Yep.
Very lame.
And so
Like some of my friends went recently, and they're in their 30s.
she would not have been at UGA. She was definitely older than me, I could tell. That's why she had the confidence to just go for it.
Dude, robbing the cradle
And so, yeah, my first kiss
was a cougar.
was a 6 foot tall bodybuilder cougar.
Dude,
And
But here's the thing, though. Are you good with age perception, though?
yes, because
prove it.
all right,
How
here
old is this person?
here's how I'm referencing this. She looked to be similar in age to Sarah Kate, who was 26. And so after spending enough time with Sarah Kate, it's like I know what that kind of age looks like because like
No, like sometimes people look younger than they are or older than they are. I mean, I'm not saying I don't believe you.
Yeah,
I just, we don't have the facts here. We're going off of
you don't have any
observations.
pictures because I have a friend named Madison Brown who's been on this podcast. She's on one of these pictures over here. She's a 5 mu, and she's I want to say a senior this year, so she's 22. If you look at her, she looks like she's 12 years old and she could pass as a middle schooler. So like what I'm saying is she's the opposite, where she looks way younger than what she actually is. All I'm saying is she may be 22, 23, but to say that she's 28. That's pretty high.
Now here's
25 is our general consensus. That's what we believe to be.
Here's
closest.
what if I were you, you're like serious, like
Fine.
you're like this girl could be awesome, and we could.
We had 2 lines of dialogue.
Right. But
she's
you were
a good
like,
dancer.
but you said she's a good dancer, good kisser.
I love good dancers.
You know, I
has
don't
no
really.
comparison.
I have no comparison.
You have no baseline. That's true.
I enjoyed it.
Okay.
I thought it was pretty neat.
She didn't stop after minute 1. She kept going until her friend
Yeah.
had to. Get,
So you're an excellent timekeeper and an excellent age detector.
Well, because I had my watch on, and it was like I kind of checked it before it started, and then when she showed me the
You got
text,
Hang
the
on.
stopwatch.
well, and then she showed me her phone,
Okay, let's
and I was
do
like,
it.
wow, quite a few minutes have passed when she showed me her phone.
Okay.
I do admire your details though. To these
So
stories.
she
I do
did.
admire that.
So when her friend said she needed to get picked up, she showed you that was a thing,
She showed me the text.
so that it wasn't like she wasn't ghosting you.
Well,
Yeah.
and I thought that's legit though. I thought that's why
That's
I'm
a
saying
legit thing.
I,
yeah.
It would be cool to reconnect with her.
If I were you, I'd be going back to that club
Every
every single night to see if she shows back up, or I would put it out there, be like,
Reagan.
I was at this club on November 11th. I met a girl named Reagan. She seemed awesome. I would like to reconnect.
You know what? I would ask Lauren Gruns. Shout out to Lauren Gruns. She is an excellent tracker. She could be a PI. And I bet what you could do is go to like.
It's getting creepy world now.
Well, I know, but
Dude, I don't wanna
true
stalk
love is
her.
true love. All I'm saying is, you could go take 10 minutes, go like University of Georgia, UGA football, like all the Instagrams, and look to see if there's any Reagans that follow them, and then like kind of like stifle to see if you see one that looks familiar. And maybe she doesn't have Instagram, maybe she doesn't follow those people, but that could be a good way to like. There's only so many Reagans out there. There's probably like what 10 Reagans that maybe followed the account, and if one of them's her, you're like, oh snap, I found it. It's Reagan so and so.
Yep.
That's just an idea.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah, you should. I would get my telescope up, and I'd start looking around. and
We're
see-
gonna start right now. Great White Buffalo Nation. Well, what if Reagan listens to this podcast and she's like, "It's me, Garrett."
yeah,
She was brunette, if that helps the search.
brunette name's
Wait a
Reagan.
minute. I know a Reagan. Here, keep talking.
Yeah.
You know a Reagan that's
You know a
brunette
Who's a brunette?
who lives in where?
She's not 25 though.
Where she live?
yeah.
Is she
I don't
tall?
know. I don't know where she lives.
Is she tall?
Kinda.
See, it was really cool though, and I realized that.
Maybe this is just going to be one of those moments that just exists
So,
as it is and never goes any further.
and then I will give the audience a little insight. I had a beard at the time. It's growing back. I've shaved it since then.
Mm-hmm.
But when I have the full beard, people tell me that I look about 23, 24-ish age-wise.
Okay, so you could.
So that may have been why she went for me specifically.
Oh, got it. Because
So-
she thought you were an older gentleman dancing in a circle with a bunch of
So
younger.
we have
younger guys.
we have seen there are older gentlemen at this dance club, and it's just creepy. Like it's just an old dude dancing by himself, and we're like, who is he? And it's like not trying to be ageist here.
Well, what? Just anybody knows a Reagan who was at? What was the name of this club?
I don't remember.
Oh no,
Oh gosh, now you're even setting this back further.
I know.
I'm sorry.
You
I'm
were
sorry,
not, You were
guys.
not
I'm
making
sorry.
this happen. Well,
I think you know what it is. I think he's fearful to find true love because he's not ready for it yet.
that you know what it may be too is like that moment for you was perfect.
I don't think I want to ruin it with
You don't
anything
want to
else.
ruin it by meeting this girl and then it turning out like, man, she didn't really have a great personality, or we really just don't click. That kind of thing. You don't want to ruin it. This girl's perfect for you right now.
Yeah, and it's like this semester, I definitely want to try to be on the pursuing end.
She's your Great White Buffalo.
She's your great white buffalo.
Yeah.
That's how this podcast got its name. Is the Great White Buffalo.
Yep.
The one that got away.
Yep.
I can't find her right
Oh,
now.
Definitely got away.
Well, hey man, that's a great story. That's a good. Hey man, first kisses are always magical, and that's a good one.
Sure was. And then I never saw her again.
Never saw her again.
And then the weird part is like,
Well, at least you didn't leave yours at the Dawson Family Fun Center.
well, the weird part was how my dad reacted to this
I
information.
don't know if you heard me.
Because I told him, and I was like, Dad, I'm kind of conflicted emotionally about this because like it's supposed to be special, it's supposed to be romantic. I didn't even know this girl. And he goes, son, let me tell you something. You're in college. and you conquered the night, son. You're a winner.
You conquered the night, son.
And as a college-aged boy, it is your job to go out there and conquer as much as you can. And I was like, Dad, I was talking about my first kiss being unromantic, and you're sounding like Genghis Khan right now. You're sounding like Omni-Man.
Your dad's got a little more of a southern twang to his voice, too.
Yeah, I love my dad. Shout out Greg.
Hey, Greg Moore.
Was that her?
Uh-oh.
I don't think so, but
Wait, but does it look? No way.
I don't think that's her.
No way.
It's
It was
probably
dark.
not her.
It was dark.
It was very dark.
It was hard.
Oh, so now you're saying you wouldn't even recognize her?
I feel like if I was face to face, yes. But if you're just showing me a
Ben,
random
put your phone
photo,
closer to his face.
show me one with her hair down. She was wearing a black dress.
Hair down, black dress.
First
Find
of all,
it,
Can you not
Ben.
yell at me, please?
Ben.
Wait, that's not her, is it?
I don't know.
No way, bro.
Who is
no
that?
Way.
Who
I
is
don't
that?
think it
Who
is,
that?
but
Nah, I don't
that,
like- I don't
that
like spoiling
might
them
be.
I'll tell you afterwards. No. Like, kind of like that, a little bit. No way! No way! You're messing with me, Garrett. There's no way.
That
His
looks,
face is really red. I
that
don't
looks
know-
pretty similar,
I
Ben.
don't know if you see, he might be being serious. His face is really red. Look at him.
This is a bit wild.
This is great content.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, that was my first kiss.
Hey,
To that girl?
it may be.
Maybe.
I don't know.
We'll find out. We'll find out off
She's,
mic.
She's, if it is that person, she's a lovely human being. So, whew, how do we transition to that? I don't even know what the
I'd
next
love to
topic
meet
was.
her.
I don't know. I don't know. We were.
That's fantastic.
We'll talk about first kisses, and that was. Yeah, I don't know how you transition to
Well,
something different.
I do want to say, if you're listening right now on audio only, or you're on YouTube listening, write us, send us a comment of like your first story if it's funny. If it's not funny or whatever, then you don't have to write it.
Or if you
But-
know Reagan,
Or if you'd like
Oh,
to know
apparently-
me,
Garrett's free and available. That's true.
I'm single and quite frankly,
ready to mingle.
ready to mingle.
Oh, yeah.
Well, we don't usually normally use this as a dating profile, but you know.
there's a first
Of course.
time for everything.
I think I'm
Ben.
the only one. I'm the only one that's not single. So I think unless Ben hasn't told me something, Ben and Garrett are both.
Oh,
available.
next topic. Okay. All right.
You cannot go for Jake. I know.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Disappointment, but
It's
he's
unfortunate.
gone.
Yep.
Took too long to hop
I'm,
on that deal.
I'm too far down life's path for anybody.
but on a great path, though.
On a great path. That's exactly right.
Man, I tell you.
That's exactly right.
Good times.
Good times.
And that's like college. I mean, I went to a couple bars downtown back in my day, and one of them was called 90s. And 90s was a dancing for now they say it's a freshman bar, but at the time it was known for dancing. Like if you wanted to go dance, you went to it, and it's like up top.
Did they play 90s music? Is that what they called it?
90s and early 2000s.
Okay.
Like, they would go between the two, and it was. I mean, it's the best playlist
A lot
ever,
of
dude.
Backstreet Boys and
Yeah, and then like one of the places they had like 90s movie posters, kind of decorate all the walls, and it's
Yeah.
like really fun, really cool.
Good Will Hunting.
Yeah, it's one of them. Probably
The
Fletch is
Matrix.
one of them.
Fletch.
Yeah.
That movie's in like the 80s.
Oh, it might have some 80s then.
Oh, okay.
I've seen a picture of the inside of 90s. They got Beavis and Butthead on the wall now.
That's very 90s.
Yeah, it's very 90s.
Uh-huh.
But it was just a good
fun
fun
place.
time.
Yep.
So I get that, man. It's a good time.
Good
what
stuff.
Else, what else has happened to you in college? I mean, you had your first kiss. You're living in different dorms. How about this? How about instead of looking at the past, what is this semester? Like, what do you hope to get out of it? Something fun and something serious.
So I've got a few ideas, some fun things. I definitely want to be on the pursuing end of women because I would like
Going
to
back to
try.
relationships.
I'd like to throw my hat in the ring, try for myself. Maybe that'll be a bit better. I also want to do some fun things with the
going fishing.
homies. Like I've got some ideas. Like I want to hunt them down. Like not in a weird way, but like
What?
I want to.
Whoa. You want to hunt your homies?
Yeah, like I want to be able to
like
Hunt
bow
women.
and arrow?
No.
Hunt women, I think is what he meant.
No, I mean the homies. Like I'm gonna find them, and it's gonna be like.
you want to find more friends.
No, the ones I have. I've told them like I'm gonna be like just like, hey, I know where you are.
I'm really confused.
I'm really confused. You're not making friends.
No. The ones I have,
You're
This is
hunting-
girls.
you're
talking about
hunting down the friends you have?
yeah.
You're going to hunt.
What do
them
you mean
down?
by
Yeah, what
hunting
is-
them down?
Is that like no cap? What is that? I don't know what that means.
So basically, for me, it's just gonna be I find them without them knowing, and I get like a little trophy from the hunt. You know, like maybe like slip a piece of paper in their pocket. They'll get home and they'll be like, "When did Garrett put this there?"
Oh,
Well, that sounds
it's
creepy, dude.
it's as creepy as it sounded the first time you said
yeah.
it.
I
They've
thought
been
maybe-
warned.
I thought maybe we were missing something.
You're not missing anything. They know what's happening.
I don't know.
Now let me ask you this though,
I don't know the
because
current
I'm trying to
lingo,
save you right
so-
here from sounding like a serial killer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is it a game where they also try to do that to you?
Yes, I hope they do. I hope they
Well,
do.
So
Okay,
it's not a
okay.
game that you've established with
No,
anybody.
it's been
And-
established.
Oh.
Yeah.
One of them has already said, "You will not hunt me. I will hunt you."
Oh,
Okay,
this is weird.
that's
We
interesting.
can cut this out. We can cut this out.
we
No,
could-
I'm definitely not cutting it out because I want everybody to know that you just made the weirdest game possible.
Dude.
we tried to pitch you to
You know,
being
you
single
know
to
the
some ladies,
clothespin
and
game.
you've
Ben,
really
you know the
closed the
clothespin
door.
game.
Yeah, the clothespin game.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah, but
That's
you
fun.
didn't say that.
I'm
You
not.
didn't say
You made
that
it. You
played
made
the
it way
clothespin game.
creepier.
I'm really bad at explaining
Now,
things.
if you
My
had
bad.
a clothespin where it's like, that was the game. If you clothespin somebody on campus and then they go, like I got clothespin.
That's funny.
It's
and
going to
then
be
they had
equivalent
do
to
it
that.
Again.
It's going to be equivalent
You
to
just
that.
made it way more intense with the way you were talking
You're
about
now
it.
on
You're-
a piece of paper
you're-
in Athens on every street of if you see this man.
I think some computer banks at NASA are kicking on. They
Reagan
got
just-
your,
Reagan just
they
texted me
got
and
your,
said,
they
"I
got
don't
your
wanna
permanent
see you
record
again." Yo.
filing through.
If this is how I get on an FBI watch list, that's wild.
Is that
Is it though?
is that like a life?
feel like-
is that a life goal?
I feel
To
like
be
this
on
would
an
be
FBI
the.
most
I feel like
wanted
this would
list?
be on one of the lamest ways to get on an FBI watch list, like just saying something on a podcast. I feel like
the clothespin boy.
Yeah, let's not get FBI on the radar of the Great White Buffalo podcast. But one of the things we did do, maybe you could start this. I don't know if UGA does it at North Georgia for the 3 years in a row we did this. I don't know if they still do it, but they did a campus-wide zombies game where you had to register online. Like they had this website you could do it, and you got a code, and it randomized who it was.
So certain people would start out as zombies.
Yeah, well, one person did.
Oh,
Just
one and you see if they can infect everybody.
Yeah, and they had to
Oh.
wear a bandana. If you were a zombie, you wore it around your head, and then if you were not a zombie, you wore it around your arm.
Was this semester long?
It was a month long.
Oh,
Yeah, and if you
Sounds
got tagged,
awesome.
you had to move your thing. You're neutral for I think 5 minutes. You're supposed to be neutral. You can't go tag anybody for 5 minutes. But then you had to go put your thing. You had to go put it in that you were. The list kept going.
so it's like you have
like
a zombie at the top of one list, and that's the only person in a list of people who are safe or who
They
are
were still human.
not infected, and then you would slowly, as the month went on, you would see
go,
it shift.
It would go the other way. And it was really popular in the dorms because, freshman guys were all into it, whatever. And so they would look and they would hunt. They'd be like, oh, Garrett Moore's still on the list of human. And they would have zombie hunt traps. So they would be outside in bushes waiting for you to come from the dining hall. You'd be eating whatever, and they would run out. And if you were a human, you could have socks that were rolled up, and you could stun them.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I brought the zombie
That's
game.
the
to
zombie
youth
game
group.
to youth. I got
That's-
it.
That's where I got it from. Was college, and you could throw it, but you don't have enough for a whole zombie apocalypse.
Unless
right?
you left all your
Yeah.
books in your dorm and filled your backpack
Yeah,
with socks.
well, there's one guy. So that's funny you say that. So we would swarm people. We would get them. They would get 3 people, and I didn't bring that much ammo. I was like, we
So
know
does
you
the
didn't.
sock just stuns the zombie?
Stuns them for I think
Freezes them?
Yeah, it's 3 minutes or something.
Okay.
So you can run away. But there was this one guy, and this is where I feel like Garrett would shine. It was closer to the end of the month, and it was a guy who lived in a different hallway than ours, and we just wanted to tag him because this guy was kind of.
See, the
obnoxious.
last one?
He wasn't the last one, but he was the last one that we kind of knew.
Oh, okay.
Because the other there was maybe 6 people that were still on it, but some of them were one of them we feel was a commuter and had a disadvantage, or at advantage he would just leave.
Yeah.
So it's not really fair for us. But we had this one guy who's lived in a different hallway than us, and he would do a front book bag. He would have he'd have his backpack that had his books or whatever, and a front book bag
Filled with socks.
And
so he could just
ammo.
reach.
So he could just whoom, 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 whoom. Well, one day we partnered, and I have maybe 20 guys in my hallway, right? We partnered, And they immediately got me because they were like, R.A. Ben. And they got me in the dang elevator. But that's a different story. But, God, it really pisses me off.
They rush you in the
Yeah,
elevator.
they immediately like, Ben's going to be dead. And I'm like, what the heck? And so, like, I went in, and they literally had guys on every floor
waiting for you,
waiting for me. And so I would like close the door, throw a sock, and then eventually I would get to the bottom floor. They all were gathered up and were like, "You're ours, Ben." And they all came in and they started like hitting me. I'm like, "No!" It's not like they were eating me. It was pretty dramatic.
Too popular.
Anyways, this guy, and he was kind of like a guy who was just kind of like a jackwagon, right? No one didn't really like him. And then he kind of made it even more like, no one can get me. Well, we got this joker. Not only did we get him, we tackled him. And we threw a dog pile on him. And was like, and then instead of like, they're like joking with me, we were kind of mean. We were kind of like pinching him, like little jabs. Like, you're one of us now, boy. And he didn't win the game, and it made me feel really good.
I really like that, and I want to see that
Sounds
at UGA.
like a great idea.
That's a fun game.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna do that now.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot
that's
of
my
fun.
idea. But one thing we've done similar to that is we did capture the flag when it was really dark at night, late at night. Capture
Where'd
the
y'all play
flag.
at? Like in the field with
The
arches?
North Campus
North
with
Campus,
like
yeah.
the library and like actual buildings. You couldn't go in buildings, but the whole North
It's real
Campus.
creepy. There's a lot of trees and bushes there
Yeah.
too.
There is, and so it was insane. It was so much fun.
Okay.
And one of the ways
Remind me of a story.
I was on the team that had like the bandana belt things. And so one of the ways I snuck across to the enemy side was there was just a guy in a suit walking to the downtown area. And so I literally walked up to him because he was walking through my side and he was about to walk through their side. And I said, dude, I don't know you, but I'm about to ask you for a favor. Will you walk and talk with me so it looks a lot less suspicious when I go across the border into their territory so they don't tag me? And he was like, I guess. And so I'm just talking with this stranger as I walk into enemy territory. And then eventually we get to the end and I'm like, dude, you're a real one. Thanks. And then later I see some people and they're like, how did he get this far into our territory? He's right by the flag. Get him. And then it ended up my side winning because people just started going in bushes and like running through bushes.
yeah.
And someone got the flag and I was just hiding in a bush trying to avoid capture. And I hear someone with the flag and they're about to get tagged. And I yell, throw it. And I reach my hand up. I can't see anything. I just grab the flag midair like Thor's hammer. I felt like the man.
Awesome.
And then we ran and we won.
God, that is
Capture the Flag's so much fun. Flag.
it really is.
You can fix that in post, right?
I
Capture the Flag is so much fun.
I love capture the flag.
Thank you.
Flag is wonderful. The E is silent. So here's the thing. 2011. You probably weren't even born yet. I don't know how old you were in 2011.
I was 8.
You were 8 years old. Well, I was in college.
I'd been married for 1 year.
Yep. That's right, because we talked about that if we were cross paths or not in college.
Yep.
So in 2011, I'm in Athens, right? We're having this fun time. Two of the craziest stories of Athens happened on the same night.
Okay.
North Campus. And, like, for those who don't know, North Campus is where the arch is. It's close to downtown, but there's this giant, like, promenade. I don't know if that's the right word. Like, but there's a bunch of buildings, but there's, like, a lot of grass area, and there's, like, magnolia trees. There's bushes.
Yes.
And then there's a library. And then there's, like, some more fields to the side.
There's a fountain as
There's
well.
a fountain. This is where the bell is when people ring the bell, for those who don't know.
Some
So-
people jump in the fountain.
Yeah. So I'm downtown with a couple of friends from camp, right? And we're hanging out, and this lady who is in a bridal dress, like wedding dress, with like, I don't know, 15, 20 girls. We're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God.
Bachelorette party?
A little bachelorette party. But she was wearing her wedding gown, and they were taking pictures.
I've heard about that before.
So
Were the girls wearing bridesmaids dresses?
that I don't remember, because
Okay.
it was 2011, and I didn't know a whole about the wedding scene, but I knew what a wedding dress was. I'm like, she's wearing a wedding dress.
Yeah.
And we're like, pointing, like, that's kind of like weird. I think they were doing it for photos. She was not married that night. And so they were like, excuse me, you. And they like pointed at me, and I was across the, like, they were close to the
You guys
arch.
picture what these girls look like.
Yeah.
We don't got to tell you.
We don't have to do it. They're like, yeah. And I'm like, and I literally go, what idiot are they pointing at? And I look, and it's like, oh, it's me. They're pointing at me. Like,
Yeah.
my buddy's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Come over
yeah.
here.
Come here. Come here. She goes like, come here. And I'm like, she's not looking at me. She's like, and I kid you not, Jake, I kid you not. She's doing that like, yeah.
Yeah.
You were the
With both
chosen
fingers.
one.
And I was like, okay, my buddy's like, yeah, you gotta go. You gotta go. So I go,
Oh my
I run
God.
across, I go, what's up, ladies?
Oh my
What's going
man.
on? And they're like, you're strong, and we need you to carry her across the sidewalk or across the crosswalk. And I was like, okay, like for a photo.
His voice is hilarious.
And I was like I was thinking like for like a photo op or something. Like they wanted me to do like, no, it's on her before she gets married list. She wants someone to carry her across the crosswalk. And I was like,
That's really weird.
that's really weird.
That
Okay,
seems
all
random.
right.
It's a weird
And so I'm
thing.
like, okay. And then they did take photos, but that was like, it wasn't like I was supposed to be the groom. It was just like some guys carrying her across. I think it was like almost like a
Scavenger hunt?
like a scavenger hunt or something.
Okay.
And so I was like, all right. So I go, and she was a gorgeous girl. Whoever the husband is, lucky.
Unfortunately, she taught like this.
Well, it was. I think it was her maid of honor that was doing like that.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come
Got
here.
it.
And so I go and I pick her up, like kind of carrying her. I'm like, all right. And they're like, oh my God, he's throwing it. I'm like, all right.
Oh.
I get not even halfway. It's a long crosswalk. Like it crosses like 4 lanes
Oh,
of traffic.
no. What?
I'm leg strong. I am leg strong.
Oh my gosh, you dropped her, didn't you?
No, she's not heavy at all. She is gorgeous. All women are beautiful. I'm just weak. I wanted you to throw that out. I am just weak. I get halfway across and my arms are shaking. And she turns, she goes, I'm gonna use the same voice because it's hilarious. She goes, you're not gonna drop me, are you? And I was like, no. Why would I drop you? She's like, you're shaking your arms. And I was like, no, we're good.
Feels like an earthquake right now.
And so I get across. I'm like, oh, that was great. And then all the girls are like, oh my god.
Bring her back.
Bring her back. I kid you not. And I look at her, and she looks at me, and she's like, let me up. Let me up.
Oh my god.
And I was like,
man.
and then it's the worst part. So like, I carry her, and like, my right arm's got most of like the weight, and like
Yeah.
left arm's like sturdy, and like we drop, and like we go to wave, right? Well, she's now on this side, so she like grabs, and now she's on my left arm, which is already my weaker arm.
Uh-huh.
And this is how I got to know God real quick. I said, God, get me across this crosswalk.
Dude, don't
Get
let me drop
across
this
so
valley
I do
girl.
not drop her. And then she's like, let's go. And as I
Choo
go,
choo, big boy.
I'm literally walking across, and all these girls, like 15 girls, are like, bring her. Like, let's go.
Oh
Come
my
on.
gosh, this sounds
And I
like a
get across.
nightmare.
I'm like, shaking. I get her across. Luckily, did not drop her in her wedding dress in the dirty streets of Athens. I drop her off, and then they go, bye.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So I
Not
get,
even a tip, ladies? Come
yeah, it's
on.
real. Like,
Crooked.
give me a cheeseburger or something.
High five him.
Oh my gosh.
Something.
I mean, they were probably like, this is also, what is it, 13 years ago, 12 years ago? And they were like nice. But I just remember of like, I'm going to drop her in her wedding dress. And it's
I
like
wish
not,
you had.
Like, it's not a clean street. You've been there before. It's not like this.
It's gross.
And I was like,
Probably
man.
a lot of residual puke.
And this is,
Yes.
And then it gets crazier. My night gets crazier. It's like an hour.
Oh, yeah, because you
passes,
said there were
right?
2
Yeah.
stories.
So that happens like maybe like early Athens night,
Okay.
right? Like maybe let's say 9
Yeah.
o'clock, 8 o'clock, something like that.
That's very early.
You know, we're hanging out, whatever. About maybe 9:30, 10 o'clock at this point, 10:30. We go, and we're go over towards, and we're like, dude, this is what that crosswalk was. Oh, that's funny. and we go, and we're walking past the arch, right? And it's me and like 2 other guys. Actually, a guy and a girl, actually, so it's 3 of us. And I see these like 7 or 8 people wearing black, sprinting. This is my first like kind of like on campus like night. I'm like, what the like? Are we about to get mugged? That's literally I was like, we're about
Well,
to get
and
mugged.
just so everybody knows, I'm sure you said this before, but this is kind of similar. One of Ben's top fears
Oh, God.
is home invasion.
Home invasion,
which I would think
It's like a
public
cousin.
public kidnapping closely related.
yeah. it's second cousins.
Yeah,
you know?
second cousins. That's
And,
right.
and I'm like, well, at least I'm awake.
Right.
That's one of my biggest fears with home invasions. I'm asleep.
and somebody breaks in,
And I'm
and you're
defenseless.
not ready.
At least I can kind of see them coming. So that's
Yeah.
why it's a second cousin, not a brother or sister. And so they're running, and then I hear her go, "Stupefy, stupefy!"
What?
And then one guy goes like, "Some other spell, some other spell."
Expelliarmus.
Expelliarmus.
Protego.
And they're running, and then I kid you not,
Crucio.
it's almost like I'm in a Civil War reenactment, and I see like these 7 people wearing black, and then I see like these 8 or 9 people wearing like red. It was like I guess red and black, real original there, and they're going and they're doing spells too, and they're running around, and then it turned out there was maybe like 20 on each side,
Were
so
they
like
doing
40 people.
Was this a Harry Potter live action role
It
play?
was a LARPing live action role playing of Harry Potter.
Ben.
And they were going crazy. I got wands right here, bro. They were going crazy and doing spells and attacking each other. And there was people, and there was no special
Garrett.
effects. So it's just like, caca, caca, caca. I think I got some more wands.
Here, I got one.
I have a sword right there, too, if I need to get a sword. So we have wands, and they're just going, pow, pow, like doing spells. And I'm like freaking out. My buddy's like, dude, this is like, you're like, and it's 2011, which is when Deathly Hallows Part 2 came out.
You're
Ooh.
right. That's
so
true.
like,
That's
so
true.
Harry Potter's at the height of its
Yeah.
popularity,
This is
especially
like
with the movies.
The movie it's coming to the head.
Yeah, and so it's super popular.
Yeah.
And they were doing spells, and like this one guy one night, like did this cool little like flicker with it, kind of like when Snape does it. Snape does this little whoosh, and then he does like this whoosh, and this kid, and I think he's like has to do gymnastics or something, gets hit, but does like a spin in the air backwards onto the ground, was out. Like he recognized.
They're pretending to get hit. Like there's
Dude.
Yeah. There's no special effects. There's no.
Right.
I mean, obviously, in real life, it's like. But they're just so into it.
you
They're
have
like,
to be all in.
Expelliarmus! And like you go, which if you actually read the books, I don't think anything comes out of the wands. I don't think they shoot out things when they do spells.
I've read the books a few times, and I'm sorry to say I can't recall. I want to say that there are some sort of reactionary things that happen with a wand.
Okay, so maybe there is. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But I didn't think like there was like
No,
every
there
single
absolutely
spell.
is, because there's that moment where
That
Harry's
connects.
wand and Voldemort's wand connect, and you see the two beams touching, and then all those previous spells start coming out.
But is that from the movie or was that from the book?
No, it's in the books.
Okay.
It's absolutely in the books.
Is the Colors movie? Because I thought they added some special effects. And we're deep diving into Harry Potter here.
Yeah, I know.
But it was just
Different podcast.
blew my mind
Yeah.
that these kids were super into it and like allowing themselves. Because I'm like, no, none of your spells would kill me. I'll get all
Yeah,
of you.
Protego,
I'm done with it over here.
Avada Kedavra dead.
you're-
Avada Kedavra dead.
yeah.
Protego.
And they were like, no, they're out.
Protego doesn't work on Avada Kedavra. Read the book, you lepton.
Yeah.
I have never read the Harry Potter books.
They're fantastic.
Yeah. Potato chip.
Bippity boppity boo.
Oh, no, you got me.
Abracadabra.
Abracadabra.
Oh my gosh. Basic wizard over here.
Noob.
Anyways, it just blew my mind. I've never seen it before. And it
That's
was
wild.
fantastic. And I was like, this is the greatest
And then as
place.
quickly as they showed up, did they just scatter and
yeah.
run off?
Yeah. And then like the guy and girls with her like, all right, we gotta go. I was like,
Oh my gosh.
I was like, I kind of want to join them. Like,
That's so
can I just get a
crazy.
wand? It was wild, dude. I loved it.
Dude, I've not seen anything like that happen on campus yet, and I really want to now.
Yeah.
You gotta get out more.
I do.
2011 UGA was wild, bro.
Get out of the clubs. Quit chasing the women. Maybe you'll see some LARPing.
There's women who LARP too.
Maybe I invite a
There's
girl to
nothing
go
wrong with
watch
LARPing.
the LARPing with me. Hey, you want to
Yeah.
go watch some people Harry Potter roleplay with me in the field?
Dude, don't act like you want me. Well, you don't read the books. I'd be part of it, dude. I'm
That'd
like,
be a lot of fun.
I'm getting like my what's it called, roars, and like we're gonna do this together, and we're gonna fight these people.
The Aurors, that what you said?
Aurors, yeah.
Aurors, your dark
yeah.
wizard catchers.
So I saw the movies. I know my whole family went through a big Harry Potter phase when the movies were coming out because my brother read all the
They're great
books,
stories.
and my mom was like,
We were 8
okay.
years old when the last movie came out.
Yep.
So.
And so I saw it in theaters.
But not the first ones.
Not the first ones, but like the
You weren't
final
born-
2 or
you
3
weren't born
movies
yet.
I
You
saw.
weren't born yet in 2001.
I saw the final movie or 2 in theaters.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like
I'll allow
because
it.
it was always in the house. Whenever Zach went through a phase, my mom would end up reading the books too,
You
and
were
the whole family.
when Zach went through it, you went through it.
Yes, exactly. So because the whole family was like, "All right, we're doing Harry Potter now," so I watched all the movies. Zach was into it, so I learned some stuff. I know Muggle is an insult.
No, Muggle's not an insult.
not?
Mudblood.
Mudblood's an insult.
Yeah.
Muggle is just what you call a non-magic person.
Oh, okay.
Mudblood is what you call a magic person who has Muggle parents.
Yeah, I think where he's getting confused is at the youth group. I would call them a muggle
Oh,
because they don't have the cool
'Cause they-
wizarding powers as
right.
I do.
yeah.
But
Muggle's
Muggles
not.
are just
Muggle's not.
That is
derogatory.
exactly where I'm getting
Yeah,
it from.
Muggle's not
Yes.
derogatory, but it's
And then I would call. I think it was Garrett. I called him Squib.
that's bad.
that's-
Squib
Isn't
is
that someone who like their parents are magical but they are not?
correct. That was Filch. Filch was a squib.
Ben
You know
was
what? Like,
being real toxic with this Harry Potter fandom
I
right
know.
now.
I know. I
Ben.
gotta stop.
I mean, Muggle's a good word, I think, for it. You know what? Like in America they call
Nomage.
it's really dumb.
Which,
Yep.
to be fair though, if I didn't know anything about it, and you just said Ben, you should come up with a name for someone who doesn't do magic, and I was like, I don't know, like no magic people. Like, I don't know, like no mag.
Yeah, I don't like
I
it.
feel like that would come more easily than the word muggle. How does muggle?
I don't know. You're talking about in England, Great Britain.
That's
there's
true. They do a lot
a
of
group of
words.
people who call a trunk of a car a boot.
Yeah, to be fair, the British aren't known for naming stuff well.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. But
Well,
anyway.
We are getting to the end of our episode, and now that you're a returning guest,
Yeah.
you know what happens at the end of the episode.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I know.
Like you are now a veteran, not as veteran as Jake and I,
Correct.
but you're getting there.
I served.
You're not in your rookie season,
Yeah.
but you're not like Tom Brady yet, like us.
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to go first.
Okay.
Well, are we gonna do the other thing?
What was the other thing?
The top thing with the lists? We got time?
We're already at 58 minutes.
15 minutes. We can get through this quickly. It's
Okay,
not- it's
all
not
right.
a-
All right, let's do
So, it's the beginning of January, so Christmas just occurred. We were all in the holly jolly spirit. So what I wanted to do was a top 3 for everybody. 3 best Christmas movies. So your top 3. You can have a honorable mention if you want, and after you do your list, the other 2 guys will rate your list, like how good it was. Okay.
I will say, and I've talked about this on a different episode. I grew up watching military movies instead of watching Christmas movies. So we did not during Christmas holidays. Like we didn't watch Christmas. We watched military movies and military shows. It's my dad.
Everybody else was Rudolph.
Yeah.
Ben's watching Patton.
Yeah, Full Metal Jacket. So shout out to my father for the way that he raised us. But this year I made a point to watch several different Christmas movies.
Okay. So you should have a nice little
I'm
repertoire
fresh.
down. So do you want to go first, or you want to let somebody else go first?
I'll go first because
Okay.
I don't have as deep of knowledge of y'all.
Okay.
And I want to go on the ones that I saw.
Yeah, you can only base it on what you saw.
Yeah.
I've seen Elf, and I love Elf.
Okay.
And I love Will Ferrell as well, so I think that I'm kind of biased with that.
So is that number 3, or is that your honorable mention?
Well, that's my. I'm starting with the top.
Okay, your top is
That
Elf.
was number 1.
I would say I would go like 3, 2, 1.
Okay, sorry. Let me go. With
Honorable mention 3, 2, 1.
Number 3,
Uh-huh.
live action Grinch with Jim Carrey.
With Jim Carrey. Okay.
I liked it. I watched it with the youth group. I thought it was good. I thought he did a really good job as a character. Like he carried the movie with it.
Oh, for sure.
And then I saw the animated one,
Uh-huh.
and they added way more in the Jim Carrey one. So I appreciated that. My second probably favorite one is Santa Claus 2, when he finds Mrs. Claus. We watched it.
But you saw the first one, right?
I've seen parts of the first one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my favorite would be Elf.
Okay.
Honorable mention would be Scrooge with Bill Murray.
Scrooged.
Or Scrooge.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
a great movie.
So that's
All right.
that's mine.
Garrett, in one word, rate Ben's list.
Non-animated.
Non-animated.
I feel like there's a lot of classics that were missing from that. Like none of the claymation stuff made it. None of the great cartoons.
Well,
made
he's a rookie.
I get it. No, I think it's fine. I just think that in the future you should mentally invest yourself in them because there's
I
like.
did see the Grinch animated, but I thought the live action just brought more story to it.
But there's also 4 claymation Christmas movies that
The
all.
Frosty, Rudolph.
I don't think
Rudolph,
Frosty's part of it, but they
Frosty's
all exist.
just animated. It's not clay animated.
They
It's-
all exist in the same Christmas universe. It's like the MCU. There's one that has like the Rudolph.
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus is coming to town. The one with the heat and cold miser.
That's the year without a Santa Claus.
The year without a Santa Claus, and there's a 4th one that I'm forgetting there.
There's a claymation one called the Little Drummer Boy, but I don't know if that's the one.
I don't think that's part of it.
It may be, though.
But yeah, that's
So you're saying non-animated.
yeah. There's
which
just
which
none of the
actually is
classics.
pretty factual because you didn't talk about any animated movie.
That has nothing to do with quality. But okay.
Yeah.
No, I think they're good choices.
This is not a slight because you haven't been in the game very long, but my word would just be basic.
Basic.
You've just done,
I'll take it.
and really, it's unfortunate that you picked Santa Claus 2 as because you haven't seen the other one. The first one is way better than Santa Claus 2.
I'm sorry.
They go down in quality as
Well, the only thing I
Yeah.
know about Santa Claus 1 was that he kills Santa Claus. It just got to become Santa Claus.
he didn't kill him on purpose.
Yeah, it
he
was an
fell,
accident.
fell off the roof.
That's still, what's
Second or
that?
third
It's
degree.
Second degree murder.
It's really about
It's third.
it's about coming. It's about becoming closer with his son.
Well, have you watched the Claus TV show
No,
on Disney Plus? They actually they go into it. We won't go into it here, but
Yeah.
they go into that first. It's,
Okay.
They call it the Clausiverse because there's a lot of.
all right. So now you pick who goes next.
We'll go Gary.
All right. So my number one
Nope. Honorable mention.
honorable
3, 2, 1.
mention, I'm gonna give to the Little Drummer Boy.
Oh, the
Just
claymation one.
I loved that so much as a kid, so much that one year I got my parents to get me like a little drum thing for Christmas.
Oh,
It was just
okay.
I had a whole Little Drummer Boy phase, dude. It was a thing. Number 3,
It's the only words you know.
number 3, I'm gonna have to give to Die Hard. Controversial.
It happens at Christmas time, therefore it's a Christmas movie.
No, that's not the
Iron Man,
argument.
Just like Iron Man 3,
That's not the
right?
argument. The argument is that not only does it happen at Christmas time, but it has all the themes of a Christmas movie, with the man trying to become closer to his family, realizing
Willis
that he
said it
had
wasn't,
grown
though.
distant to them. And a lot of that is him trying to protect and grow closer to his family.
I thought it was just Bruce Willis portraying Santa Claus delivering the thieves what they deserved.
It's also that.
Oh, if we're talking about that, Violent Night, awesome.
Is it
I've
really
not
good? I
seen
really
it.
want to see
I
it.
want to see it.
I really want to
It's
see
like
it.
an action movie.
Oh yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. I really like David Harbour too. Okay, so Die Hard is your number
3.
3. Okay.
Number 2, Claymation Rudolph.
Okay,
I was really scared of the Abominable Snowman as a kid.
that makes sense.
There was some trauma there, but
Yeah.
I got over it. We're better now. And
He's directing you.
No,
Yeah.
no, I was fighting the bottom of snowman. with
Yeah,
a
he's
spell.
helping.
And then also Yukon Cornelius, that man was strapped. He
Bumbles
had the
bounce.
firearm and explosives at the ready.
Yeah.
He fought the Bumble with his bare hands
He
and
did.
kind of won.
Kind of one.
So mad respect to that guy.
Yep.
He's a real hero.
Okay.
And then my number 1 it's gonna be Elf.
Elf.
Just
That's
because-
like
That's
class.
my number
It's
one.
such a feel good movie.
Yeah.
It's got the themes. It hits everything that you would want in a Christmas movie.
Okay.
It's like a Hallmark if it was good.
So we got Little Drummer Boy, Die Hard, Rudolph, and Elf.
Yes.
All right. So one word, what I would use to describe that list would be nostalgia. You're living your Christmas childhood, except for Die Hard maybe.
Yeah, Die Hard, my
Die Hard's
dad,
a great movie.
2 years ago, Christmas Eve, my dad called my brother and I down to the living room. He said, "Sons, it's time."
Had
didn't know what he was
have
talking
Had
about.
you never seen Die Hard before?
No.
this?
And he just puts on Die Hard and he says, "Y'all are going to sit down and y'all are going to watch this right here and now. And y'all are going to like it." And I was like,
I watched
Okay.
Christmas Vacation for the first time this year.
Dude.
I've still not seen that all the way through. I've seen a bunch of bits, clips,
You guys
pieces.
are missing out.
I've basically seen the whole thing,
Well, I've
just
seen
not at once.
Oh, you are then. All right. One word to describe his list.
Jolly.
Not Holly, but Jolly.
All right, what you got?
All right. So honorable mention.
And you're a movie. You're a movie
I am
guru.
a movie guy. honorable mention is going to be Scrooged. It's one of my favorite
let's go, bro.
movies of all time.
Don't mind
The A Christmas Carol is one of my favorite stories of all time. So I like any version of A Christmas Carol usually.
That's fair. Muppets.
So
Great job.
So honorable mention is Scrooged. I would say number 3 is going to be Christmas Vacation. Can't go a year without watching Christmas Vacation. It's hysterical. So many quotable lines. Cousin Eddie is the best.
As a first time viewer of it,
Yeah.
And I'm an SNL fan, like
Right.
old school. To
Yeah.
like, I still watch it. It felt like it was Chevy Chase doing different skits almost throughout, and then they put it together because like the attic scene,
Yeah.
when he's up there,
It's just by
It's
himself.
hilarious.
It's hilarious.
but it's just like a skit. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't carry the story necessarily. It's just like him being funny,
It's
goofy.
it's kind of like it's
and
kind
it's
of
done.
building up that Clark character. He's kind of a buffoon.
Yeah. And like
So-
the scene where they get the tree in the truck and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And they crash. And they,
Yeah.
all right, we just like it's funny, and then they just get a treat. And like, but it didn't like that didn't play on like later on. Like it didn't carry. It's just I thought that was interesting. It's like it's kind of like a long SNL movie.
Oh, what about the tree? Like what didn't play on later on?
Well, just like the truck and that person and that whole fight, whatever. It was like a skit, and when it was over, it was over.
Oh well, and so but then they get the tree, and so you
Right.
know that the tree is very important to him. That's what you're learning then.
Right.
But then the tree gets burned up, so then he cuts down the one in the yard, and then that's what the squirrel's in, and that causes
Yeah.
that whole riff. It does all flow together. I think you need to watch it again.
No. I don't. You're misunderstanding me because obviously there's a story with his family
okay.
and whatever. But I'm saying like they're bits. Like the
Oh, yeah.
bit with like him not being
I
able
see
to
what-
plug it
okay.
in.
Yeah.
Like it's a bit, you can't do it, and then the wife figures it out, and it's like ah, and it's this moment.
Yeah, and then it goes to something else.
And then it's another bit.
I think how they transitioned that was they always did like they had the advent calendar doors,
Yes.
and they do like that's the transition to
Yeah.
the next bit.
To the next bit,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I was like, oh, like and like the turkey going
Yeah.
like crashing in, and the story. It's a bit.
Yeah.
and it's funny, but
I think
it's
most
it
of
was
those
just-
movies are like in that era are kind of like that.
Yeah.
I think you could probably call that for Caddyshack.
Caddyshack, exact same.
Just bits.
Um,
But anyway, that's number
Anyways,
3. That's
yes.
number 3 for me. Number 2 is A Christmas Story, which is that better to die.
yeah, we're about to die.
Okay, that's okay. Christmas Story. That's the movie that is on TBS or TNT for 24 hours on Christmas Day. That's just like the movie that we've always had on. during
You'll
the day.
shoot your eye out.
I love that movie. And then number 1 is going to be Muppet Christmas Carol. That is
No,
my
for real?
favorite Christmas movie of all time. It's also my son's favorite. My wife loves it. It's hilarious. That's
Boom.
it. So, okay, since we're almost out of time,
Miss Piggy.
rate my list.
Oh, I want to say epic.
Epic. That's
Goofy.
right. Okay, I don't know what that means.
It's
Well,
just,
and that-
it's a silly little list.
And
Yeah,
that
okay.
will act as our nuggets of wisdom, little Christmas thing there.
A little Christmas cheer.
So don't forget. Well, first of all, Garrett, Jake, thanks for being here today.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for having us.
I love y'all so much. Y'all are fantastic. Subscribe, like button.
Like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube channel. Click the bell to get notifications.
Boom. I got to write that down when Jake's not here. And if you're listening on audio only, we love you. We appreciate you. And thank you for listening to the Great White Buffalo Podcast.